Are you tired of sellers hesitating, stalling, or walking away from deals? I struggled with this too until I learned one strategy that helped me triple my land sales. So, in this video, I'll break down this strategy and show you how to stop leaving money on the table and start closing more deals. To start, let me show you how I lost a deal by making a mistake you might be making right now. I was on a call with a seller named John. I had my offer ready, I was confident, and I thought this would be quick. So I said, "Hey John, this is Abhi. Ran the numbers and I'm ready to move forward at 28K. Let's get this wrapped up today." I was expecting a simple yes or no. Instead, John says,
"Oh, hey, Abby, thanks for calling. I was just out at the property last weekend and there's this beautiful oak tree near the edge of the lot. Always thought it'd be a great spot for a picnic. Have you been to that area?"
I said, yeah, it's nice. So how about the 28K? If we can get this locked in today, I can send the paperwork over. Then John says,
"Oh, for sure. I just want to make sure it's going to the right buyer. You see, my grandfather bought this land in the 60s and it's been in the family ever since."
so I tried again. I totally get it. So do we have a deal?
Let me think about it.
At this point, I'm thinking, what is going on? I gave him a straight offer, yes or no, right? But here's what I didn't realize. John wasn't like me. I am an assertive negotiator. I get straight to the point and push for quick decisions. But John, he was an accommodator. He wasn't just selling land. He wanted to feel good about the person buying it. And because I didn't take the time to build rapport, he hesitated and then he sold to someone else. That's when I learned negotiation in your own style without adapting to the other person is a guaranteed way to lose deals. To win, you don't just need tactics, you need to understand people. And in the world of negotiation, people fall into three categories. Each one negotiates completely differently. So if you don't know who you're dealing with, you're already at a disadvantage. So let's break them down, and more importantly, let me show you how to out-negotiate them. Let's start with number one, the accommodator. So how do you know if you're dealing with an accommodator? First, you might find yourself in a conversation that feels more like catching up with an old friend than an actual negotiation. Why? Because they're usually super friendly and easy to talk to. Second, by the end of your meeting, they might know your pet's name, your favorite vacation spot, and what you had for breakfast. Why? Because they love small talk. And third, this is a big one. They might agree to something they can't actually deliver just to keep things positive. Why? Because they don't like conflict. But here's where things get tricky. They'll keep the conversation going, keeping things light, and before you know it, you've spent 30 minutes talking and you're still no closer to closing the deal. They struggle with commitment. They want to say yes, but they're often afraid to make a final decision. So how do you negotiate with them? First, be warm, but don't let the conversation drift too far off track. Second, use how questions like, how would you implement this, to nudge them toward action. And finally, avoid getting sidetracked. If you're not careful, you'll be talking about their vacation for 20 minutes instead of closing the deal. For an accommodator, time is equal to relationship and silence is equal to anger. So be careful with long pauses or they'll think something's wrong. Now on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have the assertive. These guys treat time like money. They're here to win. They don't care if they have to bulldoze through you to do it. They're direct, candid, and sometimes aggressive. They value efficiency over feelings. And they talk a lot but rarely listen because they believe they already know best. So how do you negotiate with them? First, let them talk first. They won't listen until they feel heard. Second, use mirroring. Repeat their last few words with an upward tone. You need this done by tomorrow? And third, summarize their point back to them. Once you hear that's right, you have won their respect. For an assertive, time is equal to money and silence is either they have nothing to say or they're waiting for you to fill the gap. But if you are the assertive in the room, soften your tone, otherwise people will see you as harsh and they'll resist even if they agree with you. Last but not the least, we have the analyst. This is the person who prepares for negotiations like it's a NASA launch. They love data, minimize mistakes, and will not rush into a decision. They're quiet, methodical, and skeptical. They need time to think. So if they go silent, don't panic. And they will fact check everything you say. So how do you negotiate with them? First, give them data and let them process it. Second, don't push for instant decisions. They need time. And third, be prepared. They will spot inconsistencies faster than you can blink. For an analyst, time is equal to preparation and silence is thinking, not rejection. If you are an analyst, smile when you talk. Otherwise, people will assume you're emotionless or disinterested. But here's the ultimate negotiation hack. To be truly effective in bargaining, you need elements from all three categories. From accommodators, learn how to build trust and rapport. From assertives, learn how to push forward and get results. From analysts, learn how to be precise, prepared, and logical. But here's what most people get wrong. Thinking you are the normal one is one of the biggest mistakes in negotiation. If you don't adapt to the other person's style, you're negotiating with yourself, and that's a guaranteed loss. But here's the thing. Knowing these three negotiation types is powerful, but without this simple 5-second psychological trick, you're leaving money on the table. So watch this video next, where I show you how to flip any negotiation in your favor so you can start closing more deals.